Hi there. So something a little bit different for today. We've seen a fair bit of this guy recently, so I think I might tell you a little bit about this guy, but I wanted to show you how I'm going to package him up. I put a lot of thought into packaging recently, which for those of you that know me won't be a huge surprise. I've done a fair bit of research into how to package artwork to send it, and the most important bit for me was how to package it without using lots and lots of plastic. Which has proven a little bit more difficult than I was expecting. In order to be able to keep these safe and dry, and I wanted to make sure I had belts and braces around that, I've had to go to a few different companies, some of which really disappointed, but I found what hopefully is about the kind of most green way that I can post these as I can. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use. So we've got our picture. First of all, we're going to use some of this stuff. So this is called grey board. As you can see, it is grey. Sometimes it's called mount board, but in this case, I think it's fair to say it is definitely just grey. It looks grey on both sides. It's not super pretty, but it's not going to damage the print, and it'll just give it a little bit of extra rigidity when it's being posted. The thing about grey board as well is you can get really pretty versions that are nice and white, but they're not recyclable. So I decided to go for this one instead. I've taken a hit on the prettiness to, do my bit for the environment. If anyone knows of one that is good, then feel free to let me know. I'm going to use some of this as well. So this is just a little envelope, a little plastic bag envelope thing, which is A4 size, so should fairly neatly fit this print in. And we'll just be carefully slip this in here. So this is basically the belt and braces part of this. The envelope that I've got, that you'll see in a minute, is super sturdy. It doesn't really need this extra bit of cardboard. It's also super watertight, so it doesn't really need this. But I just want to make sure that in case some disaster happens, and for some reason, I don't know, Postie's van falls into a puddle, that this print will still be okay. Not a print even, this drawing will still be okay. So these are not self-sealing. So what I've done here is I've got some little stickers that are compostable. Just to stick on here and let the person who's getting this know that this is compostable. I got this from the same company that I got this, so I haven't just made this up. I wouldn't know what this was. I wouldn't know what I was looking for, but this is a really handy thing that they sold so that I can make sure that folk know that they can do that with these bits of plastic. Now, I've had a bit of a problem with compostable plastics in the past locally. Our local council doesn't recycle them, unfortunately. I emailed them about it, and they are making plans to recycle it, so I'm hoping that, eventually they will. But I guess the good thing is that because it's compostable, it means it will degrade. So even though realistically at the moment, but hopefully not for much longer, this is going to end up in a landfill, it means that well, I guess it depends what council area it goes to, but this one, it's going locally, it's going to end up in a landfill. It does mean that it won't be there very long. So yeah, feel free to pester your own councils about getting their compost recycling sorted. Okay, so here's the envelopes. I'm quite happy with these. These are, again, super sturdy. I had some total duds that I bought about 50 of, so I don't quite know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll find something for them to do. I really like they've got this neat little zippy bitty, and also, again, they've just kind of subtly written there that this is recyclable and it doesn't kill turtles, because there's loads of turtles around here that I'm really worried about. Oh, and I almost forgot as well that it has I've just written a little note to the people who this is for. I haven't got any business cards or anything at the moment. I don't see the point because I'm not running a business at the moment. This is just me having some fun in my spare time. And I don't have a website yet, which I am working on. I'm planning on working on, but this is just a slow and steady, so no point in getting all that sorted until I've got a website up and running. I did have one years ago that some of you will remember, but I took it down because there was no point in having it. It wasn't worth the running costs. And the stuff on it, it would have been totally out of date by now. So yeah, so that is, as you can see, pretty solid. It's not going anywhere. You can give it a wee bit of a bash there and it's absolutely fine. That is ready to get a name on here, postage label that I'll just print off at home tonight, and get it sent off in the mail tomorrow. So this one, which I probably should have told you earlier, this drawing wasn't a commission. Well, it sort of was, but not directly. This is a wee town that someone a few years ago had asked me to do a drawing of, and I'd said yes, and then life got in the way and it didn't happen. And I never felt particularly good about that. I wasn't really doing commissions at the time, but I said yes to one, and now I'm a lot more choosy about when I say yes. And it just never sat with me. So I recently, because I've obviously been doing a fair bit of drawing recently, as a few of you'll have seen on this channel, or you'll have seen some of, just the tip of the iceberg on this channel, I just wanted to make sure that I'd kind of tick that off my list, and so I did a little version of the town, and thankfully they were really happy with it. So I'd hoped to see them this week, but because of new lockdown restrictions locally, that isn't likely going to happen, so I wanted to make sure I get to them fairly soon. So they've already seen the little making of video and they're happy with it, and yeah, this will get posted off soon. So that's it. I hope that wasn't too boring. I really like watching this stuff because I find it really interesting how people package up their prints, but you know, each to their own. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and feel free to check out the making of this guy if you like. It's in the channel. And take care. Bye.